Your Best Manager, episode 95, a fireside chat. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Your Best Manager podcast, featuring interviews with senior managers and leadership experts, as well as practical advice for first-time managers. And after today's show, be sure to hop over to yourbestmanager.com and check out the What If Project. Starting June 1st, it's 30 days, 30 leadership tips, 30 baby steps, and 30 opportunities to become a different kind of manager. Have fun. All right. How are you doing today? We've got the crackling fire, and you know what that means. We are doing another fireside chat. And if you've been following the Your Best Manager podcast for a while now, maybe even since the beginning, you'll know that I've only done one other fireside chat, and it was episode 43. And the purpose of a fireside chat, it is a little cheesy. There is literal crackling fire in the background. And the point of that is that every now and again, I think it's nice to just have a more personal conversation about what's going on with my world and how that impacts you as the listener. And so I kind of want to say right off the bat, this conversation is geared towards those of you who have been listening for a while. Those of you who subscribe, those of you who have been following Your Best Manager, maybe even since the beginning. So this is for you who care. Maybe that sounds kind of funny, but this isn't. If you're just coming across this episode and this is like episode 1, you're going to be totally weirded out because this is not like a leadership podcast right now. This is like you're walking into someone else's campsite and they're having a chat about something personal. You can listen, and it may help you get an understanding of what's going on with the podcast, what I've got planned, what's coming up, what's going well, what's going to be changing, because there are going to be some changes coming. But I just want to warn you up front, if you have no idea what's going on with this podcast, you're not going to, and this conversation isn't for you. But if you've been listening for a while, I'm doing this for you. And the first thing that I just want to say to those of you who have been listening for a while, those of you who have subscribed, those of you who have put reviews in on iTunes, those of you who are on my email list and getting my newsletter, those of you who have joined the new Different program, those of you who are in my private Facebook group, I want to just say right off the top, thank you. This has been a challenge and an incredible opportunity for me since November to really learn a lot about myself. But talking into a microphone, like I literally sit in a basement studio and I talk facing a wall. And at the time that I record each of these episodes, there is no one listening except for me and my computer, really. And it's so cool to just see the impact that me talking into a microphone can have on some of you. I appreciate the emails that I get, and I just really appreciate you, and I just wanted to start off this episode by saying thank you for listening, thank you for subscribing, thank you for supporting me, and thank you for sharing this podcast and everything I've been doing with your friends and colleagues. It really means a lot. Now, I'm also doing this now, it's episode 95, because we're coming up on episode 100, and I'm going to be making some changes. And I'm really excited about the changes. Hopefully you are too, because ultimately they're being done with you, the listener's best interest in mind. And so I don't really have a script. I'm kind of just spitballing here. I'm hoping that I don't ramble too much, but there's a lot of things that I just want to cover. I shouldn't say a lot. There's really one thing I want to cover, and I'm just going to spend a little bit of time talking about the change, why I'm making it, what it's going to do, what it's going to look like, and what else is kind of going on in my world, in the world of Your Best Manager. So the big thing, which kind of is going to drive this entire episode, is I am changing the format and I'm changing the frequency of these podcast episodes. Since day one, which was, I believe, November 21st, 2016, I've been doing 3 episodes a week. Every Monday, I put together a training lesson on a manager fundamental, and then on Wednesdays and Fridays, I bring you interviews with leadership experts. And all in all, I put a lot into it, but at the same time, I could do more. And that sounds impossible because it is right now. because on average it takes me start to finish at a minimum, absolute minimum, 4 hours to produce a show. But when you consider for the solo episodes, writing the episodes and actually getting everything prepared ahead of time, and then when you consider reaching out to guests, preparing their bios, getting ready for the interview, plus the actual interview time, it's probably closer to 5-6 hours per show, which means that on average in a work week, I'm spending at least right around between 18 and 20 hours a week putting together this podcast. That's half of a work week. And I don't have advertising. I don't have sponsors on this show. I make $0 from what you're giving me. And I don't mind that. But at the same time, that only gives me another 20 hours to do everything else that I'm doing. And if I want to make this show better, which I do, I'd rather change the frequency and improve the quality and save a little bit of time so I can focus on some bigger, better projects and ultimately add value beyond what you're getting. The other side of it is, I know for me personally, I subscribe to quite a few podcasts, and I don't listen to them all because I can't keep up. And I know for some of you, you probably listen Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I am grateful for that. But I also know that there's a number of you who are listening, and you only get in one a week anyway. And so what I'm going to be doing is, instead of doing 3 episodes each week, I'm going down to just 1 episode a week. And again, the purpose of that is to focus on quality over quantity. And so instead of spending 20 hours a week putting together 3 shows, I'm going to be spending probably about 10 hours a week putting together 1 show, which makes that 1 show a little bit bigger, a little bit better, and ideally more valuable. I shouldn't say that. It will be more valuable. And I'm making that change once I get to 100 episodes, which is coming up not this Friday, but next Friday, I believe. I could be totally wrong on that. I believe it's July 10th. And I don't remember. And I could be totally wrong on that. Anyway, after episode 100, that's when I'm going to be going down to 1 episode a week. And so let me just walk through a couple of the changes that are happening and some of the things I'll be doing to enhance those podcasts. For starters, I bring on quite a few authors. And I'm not a speed reader. I do enjoy reading. I do read as much as I can. But if I'm doing 2 interviews a week and most of those are authors, I'm not reading 2 books a week. And the format of my show doesn't require me to read each book from each author, but I want to start being able to do that. I want to start being able to prepare a little bit more for each person that comes on the show so I can just really pull out more things and actually truly recommend the books that these guests are sharing. And so that's one of the changes that I'm going to be making is I'll actually be reading the books of the guests that I bring on the show, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also going to be spending more time marketing and getting new and exciting guests. Right now, one of the cool things about doing this podcast is I get a lot of people that reach out to me now, but there's some, I don't want to say celebrities because I don't want to discount the quality of some of the guests I've had, but there's some people that I think it would just be really cool to spend a little bit more time to reach out and build relationships with so I can bring them on the show. One of those I'm thinking of, I think it'd be great to have someone like Simon Sinek come on the show. I've had Peter Docker on the show, who's part of his team, but I think it'd be great to have him. I think it'd be cool to get someone like a Ken Blanchard on the show or a Jim Collins, and those people are incredibly busy. I will say I do have Marshall Goldsmith coming on the show at some point in July. We're supposed to be scheduled for July 13th right now, but that's not 100% confirmed yet. But Marshall Goldsmith, he's like, I want to say, on average, rated in the top 10 leadership experts worldwide. So if you haven't heard of him, you should definitely check him out. He's got a book called Triggers, as well as he wrote What Got You Here Won't Get You There. I think that's the title of it. I'm really excited to have him come on. But I want to be able to spend a little bit more time building some relationships with some influencers. Daniel Pink's another one that comes to mind. Anyway, some really prolific authors and some celebrities within the world that I'd love to just be able to have some more time to spend to reach out to some of those individuals. The other thing is I'm going to be bringing back some of the guests that I've had on the show that were hits and a lot of fun, just to dive into some deeper conversation. Because there's a lot of times where in the 30 minutes that I cover with them, we just can't get through everything. And there's some times where the conversations are so good, it's like, man, I just want to keep talking to you. And so I'm going to be bringing back a number of guests and spending a little bit more time diving into their strengths and their leadership philosophy. So I'm excited about that. The shows are going to be going up around the 45-minute mark. Right now, I try as hard as I can to get it under 30, and again, this kind of just goes. There's so much that I want to pack into these things, and I can't because I think most of them are averaging around 35 minutes now. So that's going to go up to 45 minutes, allow me a little bit extra time to cram in a little bit more content, but since it's only being once a week, that gives you the listener time where if you've only got a 20-minute commute, you can still get through the whole episode. It just may take a couple trips to and from work, right? So hopefully that makes sense. As well as I want to increase the prep time and the resources that I include on putting together the solo episodes. And so namely, I want to be actually designing professionally designed templates and downloads to actually help you implement some of the things that I teach for free. So I won't be obviously doing a solo episode every single week or an interview every single week. But when I do these teaching sessions, I want you to be able to walk away with something physical, tangible to actually implement what I talk about. So I'm really excited to be able to spend more time putting those shows together than I am right now. And then the other side is by me cutting down some time, not only will the show get enhanced, that's the number one priority, but it gives me more time to put together some other interesting things and do some other cool projects. For instance, once the Fundamentals of Management series is over, and I think there's really only going to be 3 or 4 deep episodes left of that, so we're probably looking at 4 to 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks before that's completed. But once that's done, I want to be able to take all of that and put together some sort of free audio program that kind of compiles the highlights of those core manager skills and just give that away. So I want time to work on that. I'm planning on increasing some one-on-one and company consulting work, planning on doing more workshops, getting into some speaking engagements so that I can reach more people. And if you're interested in potentially having me speak at a conference or an association meeting or something like that, please reach out. You can just go to, yourbestmanager.com/contact probably, or just email me, jamie@yourbestmanager.com. The other thing is, as you probably know, I've got my new different leadership development program kicking off August 1st, which is super exciting, and I'm going to be pouring in a ton of my energy and effort into this because this is the first time I'm running it. It's an 8-week program. It's packed full of so much stuff, and I don't want to be distracted during those 8 weeks by having to produce a whole bunch of podcasts and dropping the quality of that or dropping the quality of support that you get if you're in it. And if you have no idea what I'm talking about with that program, just come to the next live training class I've got this Thursday, and I'll be teaching you about how positioning, how as a manager you can use positioning to save time and increase productivity, not just like personal productivity, but how to actually lead your team better by being in position. And at the end of that, I'll be talking about my new program because the two kind of tie in. The training teaches you what positioning is, how to do it, how to actually even implement it to a certain degree, and then the different program is for those managers and management teams who are looking for the accountability support, the tools, the templates, and everything you need to actually execute on that philosophy. So super cool. But you can just go to yourbestmanager.com/webinar to sign up for that, and you'll learn about that this Thursday. And I'm going to be doing this training probably every Thursday until August 1st because my goal is to get 50 students in the program. There are, to date, I believe 40 still available, so we got lots of time. But I'm going to be continuing to share this message with people until that program gets filled up, and I've got a lot of work to get everything ready there. So that's the different program. I've got a ton of content that I've worked on, and part of this, even if you were with me for the 5-day challenge that I did in February, I want to clean that up and turn that into an online course. I've got the free management course that I pulled down that I'm in the process of redoing. There's a bunch of stuff I'm planning on doing in our private Facebook group, the Uncover Your Leadership Potential Facebook group. And I can't really even say what that's going to be, but a couple more challenges, some opportunities for more engagement, and that thing's been growing really, really well. We're getting a few new members every single week. It's been really exciting to watch that grow. I'm also planning on doing some more surveys, and if you were on my email list, I believe that's where I sent it. Maybe a couple months ago I sent out a survey, got a bunch of responses, which just told me a lot about the people who are listening. And it's so cool that the people that listen to this show come from so many different backgrounds. We've got We've got people who are in public service. We've got people in manufacturing. We've got small business owners, entrepreneurs, corporate executives. We've got vice presidents and presidents of companies. We've got first-time managers. We've got people who are in restaurants and retail. It's so vast, but the cool thing is everyone's aligned in terms of what's important to them. And it was, I don't know, it's just really cool. I've actually been meaning to send out a thank you email to everyone who filled out that survey. And there's a perk that you get once I finish one of my courses. I'm going to be giving it to you for free. So anyway, I say all that to say I plan on doing some more surveys, just so I can learn more about what you actually want, what's important to you, so that I can tailor everything I do to be more valuable. So that's really exciting. And then the other thing that I want to start doing more is just doing more writing. I put an article on LinkedIn this week, and I enjoy writing. I enjoy speaking, obviously, too, because I'm talking into a microphone right now. But sometimes I just want to be able to put some pen to paper, and I'd like to try out maybe Medium, do some more LinkedIn stuff, and then start reaching out to some major publications like Inc. Magazine and Forbes and all that to just expand my reach and my influence. So at the end of the day, there's some big changes coming. I mean, the entire format of the show, the entire frequency of the show, it's all changing. But in the end, Your Best Manager was designed, like I shouldn't say in the end, in the beginning, Your Best Manager was created with one simple goal: to provide resources and training and development to first-time managers specifically, but to anybody who wants to become a better leader. And I want to be able to do that on a bigger and better scale. And in order to do that, I'm beefing up the quality of the episodes by reducing the frequency. And I'm going to be bringing on some new and exciting guests. I'm going to be doing a bunch of great things like I just talked about. But it's also going to afford me the time to build some bigger and better tools and resources, both free and paid, so that wherever you are at on your leadership journey, whether you are running a corporation, you've got a management team that you're looking to just increase the overall performance of so your business can grow and so you can develop your own career. Or if you are that first-time manager who you want to learn the ropes and you want access to resources and development because maybe you don't have that in your current company, or even the entrepreneur. I mean, this is I didn't. If you go on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts, I feel like there's thousands of podcasts designed for entrepreneurs, which is great. But they're all about sales and marketing and the entrepreneur life and all that stuff. But here's the reality: if your business grows, you're gonna have to hire people, and most entrepreneurs have never managed people before, and so there's a reality that you could be an entrepreneur listening today and you're about to hire your first employee. And so even if that's you, I want you to have access to some resources that can help you do that. And so that's the whole goal. And that's why I'm making these changes. I'm super proud and overwhelmed almost that I've been like 100 episodes is like 5 episodes away. Like that's incredible. I'm so excited about that. But at the same time, if I want to fulfill my mission, I need to pivot. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of a pivot. To be honest with you, I really wish I didn't have to. I wish that I had all the time in the world. And it's funny, I talk about time management on my training. If only I had more time. I would love to spend 10 hours a week on 3 episodes. That's 30 hours. And then spend another 20 hours putting together great content. And then spend another 20 hours consulting and coaching. And then spend another 20 hours traveling North America, speaking and just impacting people. But I can't. And ultimately, I'd love to scale the business so that I can hire some more employees to help me. That would obviously allow me to accomplish more. But for right now, I'm a solopreneur, meaning I do everything on my own, and I do have some resources and people that help me with things from time to time, but essentially this is a one-man show, and if I want to grow this one-man show, it's all about value. Value, value, value. It's not about me. It's not about getting to 100 episodes, although that's cool. It's not about having as many podcast episodes as I possibly can. It's not about having thousands of people in a Facebook group. It's about providing value, and if I can make an impact to just a few people deeper than I am today, that is a win. So long as I don't go out of business. I mean, if I spent 40 hours a week helping, one person become a great manager, but I couldn't pay the bills, that would not ultimately serve my purpose. So hopefully that makes sense. And I started it this way, and I want to end this episode this way. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to chat with you each and every week. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to serve you, to learn about you, to spend time doing something I love and taking my experience and my skills and my expertise and even the expertise of the people that I talk to on the show, the guests. Thank you for allowing me to take all that and give it to you. I mean, it's a privilege and an honor, and it's something that I absolutely love to do, and I could not do that if no one listened to the show. I'd want to do it, but I mean, you make the show. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you are getting value out of it, I will ask, this is my one request, but I would love it if you shared it with a couple people. I'm not spending ad dollars trying to promote it. I'm not looking to be the number one podcast in iTunes, although that would be cool. What I'm looking to do is just impact as many people as possible. And if this show has impacted you, share it with somebody. And other than that, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the week. I'm recording this on Tuesday night. You'll be listening to it hopefully on Wednesday. And again, we will have an episode on Friday. And with, I believe the man's name who I'm interviewing is Scott Love. And then next week we'll have 3 episodes as well, which should cap us off at 100. And following that, going to 1 a week. The only decision I have yet to make is what day that will land each week. I'm thinking Monday, but it might be Tuesday. Not sure. And other than that, if you want to register for the free training this Thursday, again, you can go to yourbestmanager.com/webinar. And if you want to join the private Facebook group, you can do that as well, where you can connect with other managers and leadership enthusiasts and learn from them. I share some behind-the-scenes stuff. There's a bunch of cool stuff that I do in that Facebook group. It's been a really cool experience for me. But that's called Uncover Your Leadership Potential, and you can just go to Facebook, search Uncover Your Leadership Potential. It will pop up, but it is facebook.com/groups/Uncover Your Leadership Potential. And everything I've talked about today, I'm going to try and summarize in at least a bullet point form in case you wanted to, I don't know, follow a link, I guess would be it. I don't know why, if you listen to this, you want to go check out the show notes then for the links to the things I just mentioned. But they will be available at yourbestmanager.com/95. Thanks again, and we will chat on Friday. Or if you're in the What If Project, I guess that's the other thing I've had going on, the What If Project. There's only a couple days left. Today, when you're listening to it, is Wednesday, which is day 28. Day 29 is Thursday, and day 30 is Friday. I will have been on Facebook Live 30 days in a row. That's nuts. If you've ever done Facebook Live, it's intimidating, it's uncomfortable, and it's so powerful, though, for learning how to speak. I mean, I'm really proud of myself right now, and I'll say this. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but I've got to say one thing before I go. When I first started recording podcasts, I stuttered like crazy. And still in an interview, you can probably hear a couple stutters, a couple ums and uhs, and I think that's okay. There's a certain element that's natural, but my speaking capability in the last, 7 months has increased phenomenally. And even doing Facebook Live over 30 times now, I've done it maybe 35, 40 times total, and doing it 30 days in a row, it just changes the way that you think about communicating and changes the way you think about the words that you're going to use and how you're going to articulate stuff. So if you are wanting to increase your public speaking skills, do Facebook Live. It's uncomfortable. All of a sudden you'll be talking and a little number pops up because someone's watching. And it throws you off, and you think, oh, do I have to start over because I missed the first part? And you don't know if people are going to like it because someone pops off and then they leave. It's like running a seminar, and if 3 or 4 people that were in the room just like walked out, you're like, was it that bad? So it's such a good environment and such an uncomfortable. So talk about getting outside of your comfort zone. I highly recommend it. You want to become a better speaker, talk into a camera live and then listen to yourself after, and it will change things. Or start a podcast. Why not? Let's have some more leadership podcasts out there. All right, that's enough for today. Thanks again. I cannot say thank you enough, and I hope you've enjoyed this fireside chat. And if you have, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to shoot me an email. Jamie@yourbestmanager.com. I'd love getting emails from listeners telling me things that they'd like to see, telling me what they appreciate, and giving me suggestions, any of that stuff. So email me, Jamie@yourbestmanager.com. Check out the links, register for the class, join the Facebook group. And if you're already in all of those and you are a member of Different, dude, I'm pumped. August is going to be awesome. I've got so much cool stuff planned for those 8 weeks. And if everything goes according to plan, meaning there aren't any like major catastrophes in North America that impact me, which I probably shouldn't even talk about that. Your leadership will transform in 8 weeks. I'm that confident, and I'm so excited for it. So if you are in the different program and you are with me 100%, dude, we are going to crush it. August through the end of September is going to be incredible. And if you're listening and being like, I want that, join the webinar, yourbestmanager.com/webinar. Learn about different and join different as soon as you possibly can. That's all I got. Peace out. All right, everyone, that does it for today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Now hop over to yourbestmanager.com and take advantage of the free tools, resources, and training which I've created exclusively for you, the next generation of leaders. Oh, and have fun.